of worry on your face. I can see it, and I can tell you lost motivation. You getting fed up with how long it takes. I can see it, but please tell me what's your motivation? Why you gotta be like that? If this is true.
Hey guys, it's me again. Great to see you. Today I'm going to talk about the truth about the ugly stage or phase of locks. Some people call it like budding. I don't know exactly what the technical term is, but I'm going to tell you the truth about the ugly stage of locking. So, for everyone who usually watches my video, shout out to the small amount of you. I'm so grateful that people want to see how I work on this journey and how I try to rediscover and rejuvenate my locks. It's really exciting. I think I retwisted my hair about a week ago. My head scarves have been falling off a lot, so I don't know what that means for the whole headscarf advice portion that I discussed in an earlier video, but they still look pretty good. So, moving on. The truth about the ugly stage of locks. So, lately, not lately, but ever since my locks have gotten out of that quote unquote ugly stage, a lot of people have come up to me and said, like, your locks are beautiful and you look really nice. And I'm kind of just like, thank you. I'm really excited. It's been almost 3 years now and I'm loving it. But some people will say, like, oh, but I don't want to go through the ugly phase. And I'm kind of like, okay, tell me more. And they're like, oh, that beginning phase where you got the baby dreads and they're not really cute and this and that. And I'm kind of just like, okay, well, I went through it before my hair looked like this. And people with long dreads went through it. Like, why? And people are just very, I don't know. There are hairstyles that you can do in that phase, and your hair may not be locked, but it takes patience. And I think the idea of having locks are just kind of like it's connecting. It's kind of like the growth. It represents growth. And to me, like when I started my locks, I wasn't pregnant. I wasn't married. I was in college. I didn't think any of these things would happen so quickly to me. And you know, before any of this hair existed, it was this hair, and I was living with it and living my life, and just to think that you're holding on to all those memories through your locks, like it's definitely a story. I compare it to being pregnant. So when you first conceive, I'm not a science teacher, nor am I, the birds and the bees, but think about it. When you first conceive, and there's a fertilized egg, the zygote, and your baby's not really cute. To some people, the baby's cute. Like, wow, that process is really cute. It's development. Okay, but then you gotta, there's, first trimester, second trimester, and sometimes those are rough. You go through, morning sickness, just like you go through. You're not able to really wash your hair unless you use a hair net, or some of your dreads may come out, and then you gotta retwist them. Um, then there's swelling feet. I mean, and then your locks get all like weird, and it's like they're budding. So at first they were long, but now they're shrinking and starting to like mat together, and it's kind of weird. And then at the end, there's this beautiful baby that continues to grow before your eyes. And so even when the baby comes out, it's kind of like sometimes the baby's like, you're cute, but you cry a lot. And there's always an issue. But as time goes by, so does your locks. So those baby locks are just your embryos, your zygotes, your fetuses, just growing and becoming full grown babies and eventually adults. And that's the only, metaphor I can really use to show you, like, there's first of all, there are still cute things you can do with your locks, just like there's cute things you can do with your little baby belly and cute things that your baby in your belly does. I'm sorry, this metaphor is kind of getting off track. But the idea is that embrace every stage because it won't last forever. And sometimes I look at my pictures and I'm like, I was looking cute with those baby locks. It's beautiful. I think every stage is beautiful. And I'm pretty sure some people are like, easy for you to say, you're past that stage. Okay, but I went through it. So, yeah, easy for me to say, yeah, I went through it. So I can tell you easily it wasn't that bad. Trust me. So, everyone who's like, I just want to do extensions, that's fine. I'm not hating on you. But I really admire those of us who actually go through the process and stick it out. It's fun. It's really fun. Sometimes, like when I started my locks, I kind of did my hair, but I had someone doing it for me, one of my friends. And as time went by and I grew and I learned and I watched YouTube videos and I did all this stuff, I was like, I can do this. So I started to do my own. And before you know it, you might build a clientele. You never know what can happen. You dye your locks, you have fun. Sometimes you make friends because of it. Like people ask you questions about your locks and they find you intriguing. And so it's a process and it's one of the most awesome hairstyles that I know of. It's amazing. It shows your true length, kind of with shrinkage, but and it just shows this process that you've been through. Like, oh my gosh, at this point my hair was so dry and I didn't care about it. Oh, okay, the bottom of my locks are dry. Maybe I'll cut it, maybe I won't. And then it grew and it's more moisturized. So I mean, and at that time I was in college, dyeing my hair, I was bleaching my hair, I was doing crazy stuff. Now I'm still in college, but I'm a mom and I'm a little bit more responsible, and I'm a wife and I'm a little bit more responsible. So now I take more care and I actually care, and I'm not randomly dyeing my hair just to have fun. And later on, I might be an old lady with gray locks. You never know. So my thing is just embrace the process and have fun with it. That ugly stage is the budding stage. It's your embryo. It's your zygote. It's your fertilized egg. It's your fetus. Embrace those stages. And I mean, when I was natural all these years since being a child, there was no YouTube. I mean, there was YouTube up until a point, like maybe when I was 10, I don't know. But there were not all these natural videos. This just became a thing. So utilize it, take advantage of it. Because when I was young and natural, it wasn't like this. My mom struggled and she put a relaxer in my hair and it fell out and again and again. And it was just, there weren't so many tutorials for everything, makeup, sewing, anything you want to do, YouTube it. Fix your car, YouTube it, or look it up on Google. This is a great age of innovation and technology, and I think people take that for granted. I digress. Just embrace your baby locks because they'll only be babies once. And they say that about babies, and my child is so, he's a big baby now. And I remember when he was little and I could hold him with one arm. Embrace that time because you'll miss it, believe it or not. So, over and out. Embrace your baby locks and don't forget to subscribe. I know no one cares about, whatever. I used to watch YouTube videos and I'm like, I'm not going to subscribe. I'm just going to watch this video. But honestly, I take it seriously. I'm like, I have one more subscription, so it's just me. Anyway, everybody have a great day, night, evening, whatever time of day it is, and enjoy